I'm Crystal of Crystal Sews and Stuff here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Welcome to the channel today. Today I wanted to share with you my most recent makes for sewing challenges. So the first one I'm going to share with you is this dress right here, and the pattern is Butterick 3732, and it's a pattern from 1974. And I decided to sew this one up for the Flashback Sewing Challenge, hosted by Faith St. Jules, as well as by Win Michelle on Instagram. So I was so happy to participate in the challenge, and in the challenge all you had to do was sew something from a specific era. So I decided to go with the 70s since I was born in the 70s, and I really enjoyed this pattern. I did this at the last minute. I thought I had to the 30th, but it just finished up on the 24th, which is just on Monday. So anyway, I decided to participate in the challenge, and I sewed this one up on Monday, and I posted it Monday evening. So anyway, for the fabric, I used this cotton knit, really simple cotton knit. And I've had this in my stash for forever. I'm not sure where I got it. Probably from Joann's, but I'm not entirely sure. So, or maybe even a fabric swap. So anyway, this is a very pretty teal cotton knit. And the pattern calls for a ponte or a very stable knit. So this worked out really well. I didn't want to do a ponte because it's just too hot for a ponte. And the cotton knit has just enough stability to hold the structure of the pattern. So anyway, there are only two pattern pieces for this pattern, just a front and a back. And what you did is you sewed bias tape here, and then you threaded elastic through the bias tape. And I'll show a close-up right here of what that looks like. So it was really simple, a really simple pattern. It came in a size 12. The pattern was just a one size pattern, and so I just added a ½ inch from about the waistline down, because my pattern was a size 34 bust, and my upper bust is 34 and my full bust is 36, so it worked out pretty well. It fits me pretty well in the bust area. It's a little low cut from what I usually sew, so I might go back and add a neckband to it because it's a little low cut, but I kind of like it at the same time, and it does gape a tiny bit. And I tried to I did put some knit stay tape here, and it helps it lay a little bit more flat, but it's not completely flat. So I think I will go back and add a neckband. Let me know what you think, if I should do that or just leave it, because I kind of like it. It's not super low, but it's pretty low to what I'm used to. And I hand stitched, I did a blind hem stitch by hand on the hem band, because my thread was not the exact color, and I figured if I did the blind hem stitch on the machine, it might show a little bit too much. So I decided to just do a quick little hand stitch around. So I was working hard. So anyway, that's the first make. Again, that's Butterick 3732 that I did for the Flashback Sewing Challenge. And I'll be right back to show you my next make. Share with you is this Vogue 9357, and I did view I guess it's view C with the shorter length of view E. So I really enjoyed sewing this pattern, and I sewed this up for the Sew Your View challenge, which is put forth by That Sew Monica. And every month they pick a pattern, and everybody in the community sews it up. There's no prize or anything, but it's just so cool to see everybody sew the same pattern for the month. So for this pattern, I used this really pretty checkered like gingham print, and I think I did pretty well trying to make everything go in a chevron pattern. And I did my first exposed zipper, and I used this lace zipper that I picked up from Joann Fabrics, and I had been seeing this zipper for a while now, and I kept looking at it, and I said, I wonder if I could make something with that. I wonder if I could make something with that. And then I was getting to the zipper part, and I said, you know what, I should go out to Joann's and pick up that zipper, and that's exactly what I did. So this was a pretty straightforward pattern, but I did make changes. First of all, the neckline is pretty high up, so I decided, and I sewed a size 14 for this pattern all the way through, and but I lowered the neckline to the size 8 depth, and then even when I tried on, I didn't do a full tissue fit. I just pinned the front to the back to see where the waistline would hit me, and so it still seemed like it was kind of high, too close to the clavicle for me, and so I decided I still took another 1/4 inch off of that. Hold on one second. So like I said, I did lower the neckline quite a bit because I didn't want it up too high. So I sewed the size 14, but I cut it down to an 8, and then I still took another 1/2 inch off of that to make it come down a little bit. And then the next thing I did is I did raise the waistline on all the bodice pieces. So there's a front bodice piece here, then there's a side front and a side back bodice piece, and then just a side front piece, and then the back piece cut double. So I did take up an inch off of all of those. Actually, I forgot to take it off of this side seam, and so I just had to snip it off to make the front and the back even, and it worked out. So I like how where the waistline hits me right here, right at the smallest part right here. So I like the way that turned out. And I also I bias bound the hem, and I slip stitched that around to hem it. So I'm loving how this dress turned out. I was a little bit afraid that the A-line skirt would be too wide, but it's the perfect width for me because I don't like anything that is too voluminous on the bottom. And it has pockets, and I interface the pockets on the side, and I understitch the edge of the pockets too, so that it will lay flat on the inside so they don't puff out at all. So and I picked up that tip from a Threads magazine a while ago, but I really enjoyed this pattern. Again, I did that for the Sew Your View challenge, and the next month's challenge is this Simplicity 8375 pattern. Really easy. It's one of the hackable patterns, and so that's the pattern for July. And I think I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do the dress or the tunic version. So they have a whole lot of options in this one. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with this one. I know people are really gonna go all out because you can be really creative with this style of dress, and it's a knit dress. Again, that's Simplicity 8375, and that'll be the pattern for next month Sew Your View. And Main Course, she just did a pretty white dress. Check out her channel. She just did a dress using this pattern, so if you can't get a chance to check her out. Anyway, so those are my makes, my most recent sewing challenge makes, and also wanted to show you that I also made a headband. Oops, sorry, my phone fell. I made a headband, and I used the pattern. Okay. So I made the Brigitte scarf to go with this dress, but I wore it, and here it is, and it's a really simple. You don't really need a pattern for it. You just sew a long rectangle, fold it in half, snip the sides into a triangular shape, and sew it around and turn it inside out. So anyway, but I did the measurements in the book, which are like 25.5 by 6, but you can make it as long as you want. And so what I did was I tied it like this, and because one of my friends in my sewing class, she did this with a African print headscarf, but I decided to do it like this. So what you do is you crisscross it, tie a knot, and then you twirl it, you twist it around like that, and then you twirl it around in a circle. So you can get a little flower, a little flower right here. So that's how you get the flower. And then what I did is I took this little teeny rubber band. Did I lost the rubber band? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I took this little teeny. Is it on focus? I took this little rubber band and I tied it on here just to secure it. So that's not the best while I'm doing it online, but you get the point. So that's what I did to jazz it up, match it, and I think it gives me like a 50s kind of look to it. But it can be better, but you get the point. So you just take it, tie a knot, twist it, and roll it in a circle, and put either a pin or a clear elastic or elastic to match the fabric to go with it. So I'm loving my little head scarf. I've made this headscarf before. I made it to go with my little my wax print outfit that I made a couple years ago. But super easy pattern. It's a good way just to add a little, if you have a little fabric left over, to snazz up your look. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you can know when my next video pops up. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.